Hello everybody, I'm ShauravKhadka and in this presentation I explore two critical problems from Emily Bender's 2024 paper Resisting Dehumanization in the Age of AI, the Computational Metaphor and Digital Physiognomy. These aren't just abstract academic issues. They shape how we build trust and even obey AI systems. My goal is to show how both distort our idea of what it means to be human and why resisting them is essential if we want AI to serve humanity rather than define it. Dehumanization happens whenever a person is seen as an object, a problem, or a resource rather than a living being with an inner experience. Bender draws on thinkers like Grönfelder and Weheli to describe it as both psychological and systematic, a way of thinking and a way of organizing the world. It's the act and the experience of being denied one's humanity. AI technologies risk intensifying this because they classify people without empathy. Algorithms decide who gets hired, who is risky, or even who is visible online. They are moral decisions disguised as technical outputs. When we let machines shape perception, we risk normalizing the inhuman. The first dehumanizing idea Bender identifies is the computational metaphor, the assumption that the brain is simply a computer and the mind merely a data processor. It began as a helpful analogy but hardened into ideology. This metaphor privileges rationality over emotion, logic over empathy, and treats meaning as something that can be extracted from symbols alone. But human thought isn't algorithm. It's embodied, emotional, and social. When AI researchers treat language as just data, they erase the context that gives words their soul. I agree with Bender that this metaphor overvalues computation and undervalues consciousness. Yet, it's more subtle than it seems. It shapes public trust. When people hear that AI understands language, they imagine comprehension where there is only correlation. We are seduced by a mirror that reflects our intelligence back at us, stripped of its humanity. The risk here isn't that AI becomes human, it's that we are seeing ourselves as machines. The second problem is digital physiognomy, the use of AI to infer moral or psychological traits from human faces. It's a technological resurrection of discredited pseudoscience that once claimed to detect criminality or intelligence from appearance. Modern AI versions claim to predict sexuality, employability, even trustworthiness. These systems are not neutral. They reproduce patterns of exclusion encoded in training data. As Bender warns, this doesn't just misclassify, it dehumanizes. It assumes the visible surface of body reveals the inner moral truth of the person. I fully align with her critic. This is an algorithmic colonialism, a new way of ranking human value with digital phrenology. It tells us who we are can be measured by how we look. But humans are not datasets. Faces are not evidence. The moment we mistake pattern for personhood, ethics collapses. To resist dehumanization, I suggest three extensions. First, interpretability audits, forcing AI models to explain their reasoning in human terms. Second, ethical review boards that assesses social impact before deployment, like Medical Ethics Committee. And third, humanities integration, embedding philosophy, history, and literature into AI education so engineers remember that meaning arises from context, not computation. These steps don't just fix biases, in fact, they restore humility to technology. To conclude, the future of ethical AI begins when we start asking how we can think responsibly about machines. I would like to thank Macquarie University and the faculty members for giving me this assignment. Thank you.